My name is Dennis Minja, one of the co-founder of Mobile Bootcamp Initiative, the company that introduced a solution of Fikisha. Fikisha is a gateway to people. So I will give you an introduction about Fikisha as a solution and as a way of responding to COVID-19 pandemic. So I'll walk you through the solution of Fikisha and we'll get to see how it can respond to COVID-19 pandemic within the country and even outside. Fikisha as an easy gateway to people. It's a solution that has been brought by two companies in collaboration, Mobile Bootcamp Initiative together with Nougat Technologies. The idea behind Fikisha is to provide a reliable information, is to provide a quick information or alert to community members in a very quick and cheapest way as possible. So we provide solution which provides community managers or the entire community a way of managing their contact, but also to provide quick information to community as quickly as possible, in a way that if you have a community and you want to send a particular message as quickly as possible, you have a solution for that. So what Fikisha gives, it's leverage the power of just a simple SMS to provide alerts to community members. It provides a simple way of broadcasting information or broadcasting SMSs to community members. It can be a business community, it can be a non-governmental organization community, it can be religious, region-wise, government-wise kind of community. Fikisha provides that kind of solution. With that, it gives an easy gateway to people. So the challenge that Fikisha is trying to solve, number one, is the challenge of most of the community passing information, right information on time to community members. Most communities are faced with information biased. Also, they are faced with difficulties when you want to pass the information to community members as quickly as possible. So within context of COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen that most communities are faced with the challenge of alerting their people, alerting their members to take precautions, to take some steps which are required of them in response to COVID-19. So Fikisha provides that kind of solution which provide people with easy way to pass right information on time to community members. But also Fikisha gives a way of managing contact information within the community. It's quite difficult for like a government institution or a non-governmental institution to get the numbers or to get the contact information of their members which are reliable. So Fikisha provides a way of which you can collect numbers in a very automated way, in a very quick way to your community members as quickly as possible. Fikisha provides a paperless solution which you can get your community contact information as quickly as possible. But also in response to COVID-19, Fikisha gives a way of which you can send urgent information to community members as quickly as possible. The realization that we've seen during COVID-19 pandemic, the things that Fikisha tries to solve. Number one is most community realize that they need a proper and reliable way of which they can reach their members. Reliable by means if you're using internet-based solution and you are not connected, that means we can't reach you. If you're using smartphones and the other people don't use smartphones, that means we can't reach you. So we need a very proper and reliable way which you can reach your people. That's another realization is internet dependent solutions are not that reliable. Like people were depending on WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups. In most cases, these are not reliable because you can't reach people if they are not connected. You can't reach people if they are not part of that particular group. So with Fikisha, it provides a way of which you can reach people regardless of the kind of device, regardless of the infrastructure that they are using in terms of communication. But also on government and local government level, they've realized they need a way of which they can quickly communicate with their people around their areas. Like a local government now, they've realized during this COVID-19 pandemic, we need for sure to communicate with our people in a very quick way, in a reliable approach. So the solutions that Fikisha provides, which is response to COVID-19 pandemic, number one is Fikisha Join, which gives you a way of which you can collect as many mobile numbers which can be used to be sent an SMS to without any paperwork. You can ask like your community members to just send a quick jiunge message, and automatically it will be capturing their mobile number, and Fikisha will be able to store them in a single database, which you now later you can use that to send that particular message. But also Fikisha provide a Fikisha broadcast solution, which one community manager or one government institution or local government institution can write a particular message, then they can be able to broadcast to so many people, tell it 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people at once. That way you will be able to broadcast a particular message, which is the message which has been proven, the message which is reliable, and it can reach people without any bias. Also, we know community in most cases they are divided. Like you can have one particular community, but within that community you have segments of different communities. Like if it's a local government, then you have leaders, you have local leaders, you have citizens, but citizens also within different streets. So if you want to send a particular message to a certain street and not the other one, if you want to send a particular message to a certain group of people and not the other one, Fikisha gives you that approach, which is Fikisha broadcast group. So the key targets of Fikisha focus on the key target groups are religious communities, sports and entertainment communities, educations, and so many other communities that can use this solution to send a particular message, a reliable message to their community members in a very quick and reliable way. Fikisha join. Like you can see from this one, we have avoid jiunge. So imagine 200 people, 300 people are sending jiunge, and automatically Fikisha will be able to save their number and reply the particular message to them to assure them that they've been joined on a particular group or on a particular database. Then Fikisha broadcast gives you a way which you can write a message. Then when you say broadcast, it will send a message to 200 people, 300 people at once. So Fikisha broadcast gives you a way to broadcast one particular message to a huge number of people at once. Then broadcast group, it assumes now all these segments which are inside the particular community, you can also broadcast this message to those community at once. So you choose the particular community that you want to broadcast the message, then you can send, or you can choose the entire community by using Fikisha broadcast. Then we provide security through the application, which will be used by a community manager. This security that means nobody else can go through the application unless you have the username and the password, which can log in. Then you can be able to compose and broadcast the message to your community. But also Fikisha can be used to update the community contact information, like that. Someone can send a particular keyword and it will update their contacts through Fikisha. So during COVID-19, Fikisha, we believe it can provide or it can act as a tool which provide alerts, which provide education, health information, health education, business related facts and updates that people need during this pandemic, but also an overall based information that relates to response to COVID-19. So thank you very much. That's an introduction about Fikisha, and that's the overall idea about Fikisha in response to COVID-19 pandemic.